Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, because there are a few ladies around, I've spotted them, as men do, we always spot the ladies. RouterOS, version 6 to version 7, the routing guide. Well, according to me, anyway. If you see this symbol, please laugh. You see, humor is universal. Barry Higgins, that's me. Date of birth before ARPANET was about. See, you're laughing and there is no symbol. You can't do that. Country of origin, England, yes. It is still England, even though Brexit and everything else, because that is still a form of humor. Trainer number 372. I passed my test a long time ago now, 2016, in the wonderful city of Ljubljana. Likes. Yes, please. Dislikes. Top posting. Hate it. You know what I mean by top posting? Yeah, it's hobbies. I walk, I walk, I walk, I walk, I walk, I keep walking, and I end up losing lots of weight. I've been a MikroTik consultant since 2015. As you can see, 2016. It didn't take me long. That's because I've been using RouterOS for many, many years. But I thought it's about time I actually got the certificates to prove I knew what I was doing. Consultancy available. This is my shameless plug. For me, I can do consulting at various aspects, lots of things. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's got a MikroTik, I can normally find a way of dealing with it for you if you've got any problems. Usual things. That's my website. Don't kill it. Don't try and trash it now. I know what you guys are like. Excuse me. But then, shameless plug number 2. I am also a trainer. Hence the shirt. Very proud of this shirt. I do various sessions, public sessions, especially in the UK and Ireland. I have now sort of managed to get a foot in the door, as we say, in Ireland, so I can do over there as well. Private sessions can be arranged, and we are on about training, nothing else. There's no laughy symbol, you should not laugh. All countries covered, so as long as you want it in English, I can do the training. My other languages are a little bit, I think in French is un peu. Yeah. The rest of the language, I haven't got a clue. All countries covered so long as you want English. To date, I have trained in Germany. I did Berlin. Austria, we did in Vienna. Norway, I have a lot of contracts in Norway now. Latvia, guess what? Latvia, yes, I'll come to that in a moment. I have been to Italy and taught the MTCRE. Yeah, Ron and Lorenzo that were there as well, but you know, we don't say too much about them. Wales, anybody heard of Wales? It's got lots of sheep, that's all you need to know. Scotland, they've got sheep. No, the Welsh don't, no. Yes. Scotland, been there as well, I've got lots of contracts in Scotland. Ireland, as I've just mentioned. And now I've actually taught English MTCRE in Czechia. Oh, and Ron and Lorenzo followed me here as well. Follow me everywhere. Some of you may know, some of you may not. This is my bus. The bus. Yes, I refer to it a lot. The bus, I originally set this up as a training bus so I could actually teach people on the bus. But as you can see, this is in Riga. Ooh. Riga. Yes, boot camp. You can do it too. I see faces around here. You've been to boot camp. You've been to boot camp, you've been to boot camp, you've been to boot camp. Oh, look at all the boot camp followers. Fantastic stuff. They follow us everywhere. It's a great feeling, isn't it, guys? Good atmosphere, good training, good food. It's just a pity about the trainers, really, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, trainers. Here we are on parade. Old picture. Yes, that was taken a long time ago now, 2018, I think it was. Oh, look, Lorenzo's there as well. Oh, and Ron, they follow me everywhere. Menno, sadly, Menno could not be with us today. We are good friends. Menno and I, we did our training together in Ljubljana. Menno, he upset quite a few trainers. He deleted all their files by hacking into their routers. And there we go. Oh, and the eye candy. She's at the back of the room. Just to let you know, that is the wife. I can call her eye candy. Apparently, I can get away with that. She doesn't mind that. We've also got Menno, me. Right? Yeah, oh, look, he's there again. God, it's like worse than Where's Wally? Where's Lorenzo? He's there. So there we have it. Boot camp summer 2024 is the 21st to the 29th of June. Be there. Be part of the community. Be part of the fun. It is great stuff. You do all sorts of things, and you get to go to Riga, where MikroTik started and still is. There you go. The URL, MikroTik Camp. So, all that over with. All the shameless plugs have been finished. Onward with V7 we go. It continues to roll out week after week with new updates, features, and even those undocumented ones, the bugs. Love it or hate it, there is no choice with the rollout of the newer router board models requiring version 7 due to the ARM and the ARM64 architecture. V6 is no more. V7, time to move on, really. I have it running in a lot of my production network now. I am slowly but surely reading out all the old version 6s. We're on to version 7. There have been lots of changes in how routing has been handled in version 7. Oh, really? The newer Linux kernel has made that how routing, or routing as you guys like to hear it, because I'm English, I say routing, was being handled in the back end and now requires a new front end to handle those changes. Buckle up, it's going to be a fast ride. I hear Lorenzo shouting next already. Hey, hecklers. So here we are. I'm basically just going to whiz through all the routing menu. And a few of the others are CLI as well. BFD. Bidirectional forwarding detection. A protocol to monitor link failure. Reintroduced into RouterOS in version 7.10. It took a long time for it to finally get there. So it's there. I'm not going to say too much about it because, let's be honest, it either works or it doesn't, based on whether your link works or doesn't. It was reintroduced, as I say, in 7.10, and version 7 now includes RFC 5883. I haven't bothered to research it. I don't care. It does what I need it to do. The settings are pretty much straightforward. There hasn't been a lot of change visually in Winbox. So I'm going to move on. BGP. Oh, how much time have we got? BGP. Border Gateway Protocol, or as Sky TV experts call it, Bridging Gap Protocol. I'm not going to say anything about it, because if I can get his name correctly spelled, it is Guilherme Ramirez. I think I'm close. Am I right? Where is he? Where is he? I can't see him. He will be coming along later on today at roughly that time, but of course the board may have changed by now. It was all in blue when I first looked at it this morning. Then there was some red, and I believe there may even be some green times on there now, so it's slowly but surely all been tweaked and changed. But I'm sure he will be along at some point today to go through the Bridging Gap Protocol and obviously introduce you to how that has changed. Filters. Believe it or not, he will also be covering some of the filters, but I'm going to just give you a little bit of an introduction as regarding how they work. Filter creation has changed. Big time. It's changed. No more ticking of boxes and selecting options. Filters are now created using a type of scripting using the formula of, well, if match, then action, or else action. We're all familiar with the match and action from obviously version 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, that some of us have used over the years. We always had that action and matcher scenario. So action and match is still there, the terms are still there, but we now have to script it. Who's into scripting? Good, we'll be coming to you. Mikal, hello. See, another one of my students. Along with Yaromir's as well, I gather. Did you say Yaromir was your teacher too? Yes, and Yaromir being, there he is. Give us a wave, Yaromir. One of the quiet of the three. Yes, Lorenzo's always here, Ron's always here, but in the background, we also have Yaromir for this. This encloses the matching criteria, the parenthesis, or, no, not parenthesis, the brackets. Different countries, different languages call them slightly different things. Here, I have what I always call the braces, or the parenthesis. These enclose the actions should a match occur. If there's no match, well, you can still have the action. So you don't always have to put the two together. Here, I just randomly plucked this out of my head. I'm not sure if it works, but I will try and explain how this will work. If, open, closed. This is the matcher. Destination is in 10.0.0.0/8 or two pipe symbol. If you've done PHP and other languaging, you'll know the or. Anybody know what and is? Ampersand, ampersand. Exactly. So or, in this case, that one or that one. Hello, are we about to blow up? 192.168.00/16. So either or, reject it. If it doesn't match that, we have an else. Set the distance to 5 and accept it. It's not even SQL. I mean, SQL is almost easier to learn compared to this. It is quite tricky. The syntax is okay. I'm not going to give you a full cheat sheet of all the different subcommands, operators, and so forth, because, believe it or not, they're on the wiki. It's no point me just reiterating the same thing. You know where to find the wiki, help.mikrotik.com. It has all of the bits and bobs in there that you will require to create your own filters. I've tried to give you there sort of a long-winded and explain all the different parts of how you can construct it. How you do yours is entirely up to you. In Winbox, because generally speaking I tend to teach with Winbox rather than the command line, as much as we like the command line, point and click, point and click. We are in the 21st century now, guys. For those that are just stuck with the keyboard, there is a mouse. Have you not seen it? Winbox works. Well, for the most part anyway. We find it, root filters. The first tab that opens is rule. I've clicked the plus. I have applied and called my chain is in. Because I was doing something along ISIS, but no, I'm just doing the filtering now. If destination does not equal, because I got pling equals not, 0.0.0.0/0, reject it. It's a bit of a silly one, but you get the gist, okay? Incognito filter. GMP, genetically modified protein. No, sorry, group management protocol. It's a multicasting thing. No time to cover this. Multicasting, again, is not really my bag. It's not my thing. But anyway, next. IGMP, proxy. Guess what? Multicast, Internet Group Management Protocol. Next. Next hops. Next. No. Next hops. This isn't in version 6. We do not have this menu in version 6. So what is it? It is a table. It shows you all the next hops that are valid on the router. You don't have to try and look through your IP route table now. You can just go, click. There we go. It gives us the necessary AFI, the address family that it belongs to. Gives us a flag to say that it is R. It is running, I assume. I have not hovered over to find out. This is actually from a live table because I'm looking, that is my street, that is where I live. Management bridge, loopback, BGP, these are all interfaces, scopes and target scopes. When I printed this, I never noticed at the time. And then as I've been sort of rehearsing and looking through, yes, I rehearsed, believe it or not. This is actually the first time I've done it live, but I've rehearsed it many, many times. Does it show? No. Scope and target scope, 10. What are the normals for scope and target scope? But 10 and 5? I've not seen that before. I'm thinking, hang on. Normally the target is 10. In 6 it's definitely 10, so maybe this is a new change. This is one of those undocumented features. It could be, I don't know. Check gateway. Check gateway. MTCNA, MTCRE, they love their check gateway questions. How many failures of a ping check gateway before the gateway is taken out the route table? How many seconds? 20. 10 each one, correct, yeah. You see, that's why the trainers, when they write these questions, they love it because somebody always gets caught out. Gateway check. Yes. Hang on. Gateway check. Gateway. Am I missing something here? Gateway check or check gateway? I don't know. I don't know. Interface. Yes, there's an interface apparently. Why we have to have a column for it. I mean, where's it going to go if there isn't an interface? Sometimes Latvian logic is applied. I have no idea what it is, but they do. Gateway address, back to our interface namings. The weight, a bit like me. Weight, 1. All of a sudden, we've now got this new term, weight. Well, it's not a new term. Other operating systems have been using this weight. I have no idea where it's come from as regarding what it is relevant to here. And like flap count. Seriously? I've got that bad a network? Flappy, 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 flap. I don't know. I don't know what's flapping. All I know is that's in the table. And hang on. This bit here, you can see how large it is. So that's come from my core network. Another 10 steps. So there you have it, the next hops. It is just purely a visual. Maybe there's information in there you need, maybe there isn't, but at least you now have an idea as regarding where the next hop actually is. It's a new addition to aid visual and informative details of valid next hops. Next. This I can talk about. Nobody talked about it on the itinerary. OSPF in version 7. Where do we start? Without doubt, along with BGP, it is a complete change in how configuration is constructed compared to v6. How many are actually starting to move over to version 7? 1 or 2, good. How many have just gone, no, I don't want to go there? Yeah, there's a few. I have to say, up until fairly recently, I have been basically saying, stick to 6, stick to 6. Version 7, But not Christmas just gone, but the Christmas before, I had nothing better to do but update all my network from 6 to 7. Boxing Day, St. Stephen's Day, just after Christmas, I start. Yeah, we got Sound of Music on the telly in the background, or we have Die Hard, the Christmas movies. Seen all those before. Trading Places, you have it, yeah. I see the pictures, yeah. You're bored too, just like me. New Year's Day, 6 days on, I am still fighting. I have realized that I've updated a router that I can't get to because it is locked. It is in an area that I cannot get to. It was an old RBSXT. Full OSPF routing table on it. Well, it did have. As soon as it went to version 7, that was it. It was gone. Thankfully, after 3 days of having a script ready to cut and paste in, as I got a login, paste, run. Missed. 2 minutes, 3, back on. Paste. No, I must have done that 20, 30, 40 a day. I finally get in on about the 4th day, and it stopped the OSPF process. And God for that. And it stayed on, which then meant I could get in and remove all the bits. So I did learn a hell of a lot on how to upgrade from 6 to 7. My advice, if you're running OSPF or any routing protocol for that, make a backup, copy everything you know about that router, then wipe it, remove it. Leave enough detail for you, if you're doing remotely, enough detail for you to access it via a static route. So it has a default route and an IP address. I know that sounds like a lot of work, but trust me, 5 days of, it's not worth it. Wipe it, look at your configs, edit it, hand sanitize it, and then apply it when it comes back online. The larger memoried routers with lots more system resource, it's not normally an issue. And the update scripts that MikroTik have written from the version 6 to the version 7, they do work. But there are a few of the older routers that, while it works, it can't handle it. So, originally, OSPF in version 7 was command line only. I think it was around about, I don't remember exactly when it came into the actual Winbox, but it was 7.5, 7.6, somewhere around there. Or was it a bit earlier? A bit earlier? Oh, maybe I was just playing with it for a long time on the command line then. And in the command line, every single little piece of information, dead time, hello intervals, all of that, all had to be configured. No defaults. No defaults at all. Thankfully, you can do it in Winbox. And thankfully, even more so, there are some defaults. Not many, but some. The first major change to notice is that OSPF version 2 and OSPF version 3 are now configured in the same place. Thank you to Leo from yesterday to show you how to do version 3, as in the IPv6. I confess, many, many, many years ago, version 3 OSPF, what did I think it was? An update to version 2. So there I am, I'm prepared. I'm going to go to version 3. Hang on. It won't accept this IPv4 address. What's going on? Oops. It was a long time ago. Yes. Version 3 is for IPv6. However, you must define which version you're using in the instance. Now, I'm not going to go to grass level and try and teach you OSPF from the beginning because you should know this. Most of you are consultants and trainers, etc. So I'm effectively just showing you the differences. I'm looking at that time. It's getting bigger. Boom, boom, boom. Next, next. Lorenzo was watching the time. I have created 2 default instances because RouterOS doesn't do it anymore. Not like the old days, there it was, instance, 000 router ID, ready to roll, with it being off. No, you have to now create them. Again, click plus, and obviously it comes up with it. Believe it or not, the next thing you need to create is an area, because the backbone is missing. It collapses. There's nothing there, no backbone. So you have to create one. But you can't create that until you've created this. Now, if you remember in the days gone by with MikroTik and RouterOS and Winbox, if you started at this end of the window and did all the little bits, by the time you got to this side of the Winbox window, everything was ready for you. Not anymore. Version 7 has thrown that out the window. You've got to go here, then you've got to go there, then you've got to go over here, then you've got to go back over there. And IPsec, oh my God. BGP, oh my God. Yeah, no logic. Well, to the Latvians maybe. Areas, so we've created our backbone and the backbone for IPv6. You are now at the configuration point similar to how version 6 would be presented out of the box. In version 6, if you wanted OSPF to start running, you would add an active subnet running on your router in the networks. I was just looking at my students from this week. Yes. There it was. Version 6, networks, 1050, blah, 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 in the area backbone. If that was up and inserted and running, that came on. Another 10 steps. That's version 6. It's on, it's running. Version 7. With version 7, you need to add an interface template, which has been combined with both the v6 interface and network tab as one. That's the best way to look at it. If you follow any of the version 6 to version 7 update scripts when you actually just upgrade it, these are the sort of things that you'll start to spot and see. And to be honest, you know, we always used to sort of just say, let's select an interface of all and go through there. You can, but I find that you end up having to break so many differences for every single interface. I've now got into the habit of literally creating every single interface's subnet per line. I've not found an easy cheat or an easy way to sort of make work easier. Sometimes you may be able to find a syntax that will work, but for me, generally speaking, I will now create an interface, every single one of what I would like it to do. So from this particular screen, you can see that I'm now using the LO, the loopback. Finally has been presented to us. We can use the original router's loopback. Yay! No more empty bridges. Well, a few, one or two. Ether 1 backbone, it has a /30. Please note, look at the cost and priority. Different. Anybody can tell me the default cost in version 6? 10. Absolutely. The default priority in version 6. Believe it or not, the original, what is it, guys? 1. Yeah. 1. Uno. Et. Un. Picking up all these numbers from the various languages. The interface template. This is what it looks, the top half. I've selected my newly acquired LO, the low, the loopback. Yay! Only available from which version? 14. Correct, 7.14. I can't remember it was in 7.13. I don't think it is. I think it is. Is it 7.13 or 14? 14 it is then, to you. You win. Next. Area. We have the backbone. That's the one I've had to create now. It wasn't in the Dropbox, but I've had to make it. Networks. I've tied in my network. You can have multiple networks. Broadcast. The type. You all know the type. However, I haven't actually popped it in here, but there are a few more. Normally there is the default type. That appeared a few features ago in version 6. The default is actually, yeah. It's one of those you don't know until you've done it. Let's use the default. What is the default? Well, it's the default. Thank you, MikroTik. We have broadcast. We have point-to-point. We have point-to-multipoint. We have the National Basketball League, or whatever it is, the NBMNA. And we also have a few others. See, no laughing marks. You're still laughing. Good. We have a prefix list. Haven't quite worked that one out. Anybody else worked it? You're in the same boat as me then. Good, 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 good. Instance ID, cost and priority, 1 and 128. That's where it's different. I have to say, I am in the habit still of tweaking that. I'd rather be somewhere off the very bottom, but not right at the very top. So I don't like 65,535. No, that doesn't give me any room. I don't like 1. That doesn't give me any room. So I stick to 10. 10 is good average. The priority 128, well, that's, who knows? So again, I have started getting into the habit of actually saying, no, you're a 1. You can have 0 or 128 and beyond. Our all-important little tick, it's back, it's there, passive. Passive means? No OSPF. Do not advertise down this interface. Good, you remembered. You've all done your training. Good. This is the bottom half. We have some authentications. MD5, yay, so strong. Actually, no. That's another 5. MD5, SHA-1, SHA-256, 384, 512. Oh, and we have simple. Simple has returned. It's still there. So we have authentication. We have a little bit more strength in our OSPF integration. Thank God for that. All the other timings, they've all been now put in. In the command line, when it was back in the day, we had to remember all these. Oh, what was it? Oh, I can't remember. I'm so used to them being there. I just let it do what it needed to do. So there we have it. Once we've done our interface templates and the IP is active, you will see it appear here in the interfaces, just like it would be in version 6. It pops in. It arrives. It is dynamic. D. Where's the D? Maybe it's a bug. Maybe it is hiding. I'm not coming out. It's a bug. It's a feature. Undocumented. Again, there's some basic information in there. And also, if you do the little triangle down, you can select the extra columns. And obviously, the stuff is in there. OSPF root table has now moved. Yay! It's in IP roots. Finally, we've got everything in one Windows header. Is it here? Is it there? Is it here? Is it here? No. They're all there. Everything is there. Great. Not so great. Well, all of a sudden, you've now got so many roots that you have to filter. If you're so used to just opening the window, fresh air. No, not that window. The window for IP roots, there are all my roots. Great. Now, you go, what the? All this, and you've got blue, active, non-active. The filters now are a little bit more intuitive. OSPF, yes. There's my OSPF ones. Voila. French. I speak French. OSPF, I can select it. Is, yes. Another one, is active. Another one, the filters have become a lot easier to manipulate. So you can see the root table, all in IP root. Notice it has started to incorporate now a more generic and more sort of precise information rather than you having to guess which interface. This is a typical sort of interface indexing to indicate where it's going, all in the same thing. It does make life a lot easier. And also, the only thing they haven't quite done, because there's no need, I suppose, this bit, OSPF metric and OSPF type. That is there. Of course. Next. How could I not do next without my pointer? Actually, a big thank you to Ron, his pointer. My pointer is back at the bus. The bus is kilometers away. We have OSPF type and metric. They are extra columns. It's another 5 steps. IP root. This isn't in that little menu. This is actually in IP root. It's where it's always been. Only it does actually now have some extra bits in there as well. Before I forget this important little part of routing changes, there is the root table we all know so well. Found in both V6 and V7, but there are changes worth noting when it comes to the flags. Ta-da! Oh, my baby. I like that one. I like that one. This one. Yeah, the plus. Version 6, if you wanted an ECMP root, one window, 2 routes, 3 routes, 4, gateway, 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 gateway. Not anymore. You now create an individual route prefix for every gateway that you want as part of the ECMP. And it is now denoted as a flag with the plus. Spot any others? That's a bit of a mistake. It should be connected, but it comes up as connect. No, English is connected. Static, yes. RIP, God rest its soul. BGP, OSPF, ISIS, ISIS, IS, however you want to call it. No black hole, no black hole. No black hole. She's gone. Undocumented feature? Who knows? D. Remember the DAS? Dynamic, active, static? Not anymore. D for DHCP. So now we have dad in our menu. Not mum, we have dad. It's funny, no? Okay. V for VPN. M for modem. That modem? That modem, no? Why? Why? I only noticed this yesterday. Why? I've never seen that one before. BGP, MPLS, VPN. H, hardware offloaded. Oh boy, you think switching's bad enough. Now it's in the routing as well, at layer 3. And obviously, ECMP. PIM, SM. Next. RIP, it's still there.
Rest in peace.
Goodbye. Moving on. RPKI. Now, I wasn't aware at the time when I did this a little bit, there's actually going to be somebody coming up and doing a presentation on RPKI. So I have got some bits of information. Hopefully, the next speech will come along with all the other bits that I may have missed, or not. A simple but worthy implementation to validate the authenticity of incoming prefixes. Hallelujah. It looks like this. I've left that highlighted because I've called it Routinator. Ooh, sounds kinky. My Routinator can be found at this address. All the other basics are all pretty much default because why mess with defaults if they work? So this Routinator is actually a package that you can acquire from RIPE or any of the database, the AppNic and so on. You can get that and run it in a container. I'm not a great fan of containers. I still a little bit sort of security. And obviously, containers are on routers. I've conceded. I have a few, I let them on. I've put them on my router because I've got like 2 terabytes of this memory stick. What am I going to do with 2 terabytes? It was a slot. I needed to fill it. Okay. I've got some. I try them. Pi-hole, Routinator, Smoke Ping, and 2 that you're not to know. Don't want to know about those. Routinator. This is a little application that effectively checks with the necessary databases, RIPE and so on, to validate the authentication of each prefix. It sits there running in the background, and you can see these are just the details. It took me a little while to get my head around the containers and how it works in RouterOS, but I got there in the end. And it means that's sat there doing what it needs to do. It does take up quite a bit of memory. So don't run it on a HAP or whatever, like somebody was mentioning the other day. Once it's running in the background, you can then validate those routes with your little script. If RPK invalid, reject, else accept. In other words, if it's good, great. If it's not, get rid of it. More about that later today with Michael Takeuchi. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. My apologies if I've got that completely wrong. Router ID. I'm conscious of the time. I'm about a minute out. I'm so unprofessional. A new addition for version 7, as it's not in 6. We have this little router ID. This actually can't be deleted. It's running. And it's working out a router ID value for you should you forget. We shouldn't forget. We should make sure our router ID is fixed, because it makes life a lot easier if we know exactly what our router ID is, not one that's generated. A simple config window to aid creation of the router ID, typically used in e.g. OSPF. In OSPF version 6, router ID, if not set, would be automatically be set from the lowest active IP. Thank you to the guys in my class this week. I don't know how long we spent on it. In version 7, you can either use dynamically generated ID using the highest active IP, but it has to be with the smallest prefix length. Or, of course, fix it like you should. This extra prefix bit took us a while to work out, but we got there in the end. So credit must be given to Mikhail, Steve, Thomas, and Trolls for putting up with us while we sorted that out, allowing me to work it out and actually being able to put it into for today. So a big thank you to you guys. Thank you. Rules. It's still there. It hasn't changed. You remember in version 6, roots, rules, believe it or not, in 7, basically the same. Settings. What the? Next. Tables. Now, tables is a tricky one. I'll be brief. What used to be known as the root mark, because that's how MikroTik used to call tables. Everybody else in every operating system I've ever known for the last 30 years, it's always been a table. No, root mark. No, table. No. Oh, okay, we concede. It's now a table. The only thing is you have to create it first. As you can see, I have created a 4-legged table, and you have to make sure. No funny. Tick the box. FIB. It has to be ticked, otherwise you'll find it's not there, is it? Who was it that couldn't find it the other day? Oh, I think that might have been Leo. Not everything is available at Winbox at present. Some of them are command line. I'm literally basing this on 7.14. The missing function tools are as follows. Fantasy. Ooh. I didn't even know it was there. I remember seeing it on the command line. What's that? What does it do? Generate prefixes. Yay! There you go. Quick, crude script. Fantasy, add a count of 255. So 255 prefixes in this sort of block. Stick them to Ether1 and give them a length of 24. And next we know you've got 256, well, 255. 6, yeah. And if you need, oops, I should know this. If you want to get rid of them, that took me a while. Wait. Oh, of course, print. There they are. At last, a new IGP to RouterOS. I'd love to show you more, but I'll leave that to Kevin Myers, stub area 51, later on this morning, to show you his new shiny tool in the box. An alternative to IP root table. Root, print. We have stats, a more detailed root debugging tool. So much debugging information there, I haven't got a clue. But yes, it's there, lots of detail. Discourse. I have no idea. I saw the commands, I hit tab a few times. Next. Blank. I've assumed this CLI command refreshes the FIB, the reinstall FIB. That's what you'd think, wouldn't you? However, reinstall FIB, enter. Yes or no? Yes. Crash. It crashed. I thought it was me. I thought maybe it's because I'm running on virtual. No. It crashed on hardware, and I'm thinking, oh, damn, I need to get home and switch that off and back on again because it would not come back on alive. It crashes. Wait. Next. Thank you for listening.